Court is now in session.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cyber Monday here in beautiful Western Pennsylvania, where it's still snowing on the ground and it's currently flurries. Gotta love this winter weather here in Western Pennsylvania. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the PCBC Season 2, Episode 10. In today's episode, we will be doing a recap of the matchups that occurred on Saturday and yesterday being Sunday, November 30th and December 1st. Can't believe we're already in the month of December already. And we'll also be doing a preview of the 4 matchups that are occurring, with 2 games occurring today on December 2nd, Cyber Monday, and 2 games occurring tomorrow on December 3rd. For those who have not known what the PCBC is, that stands for the Pennsylvania College Basketball Court, program that deals with basketball situated with the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. I am your host and honorary judge, Noah Sifai, reporting live from Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. Yes, I'm in rival territory, I know. But that's why we're here. So, as we currently stand, we situate 12 days away from graduation day. Awesome. And only 8 days of student teaching left. So, we're getting closer to graduation. I cannot believe I'm already almost there. We're in week number 15 out of 16. So let's look at the standings before we get to the actual recap of the games that occurred on Saturday and Sunday, and then the preview of the matchups tonight and tomorrow. So in the East, in first place right now with a 2-0 record in conference play, 5-2 overall, currently situated on a 5-game winning streak is the Westchester Golden Rams, who I had ranked as number 2 in the PSAC East in the mid-season PSAC previews for the standing wise. Let me go back, do a recap on that, see where we're at. If you hear the noise, that's my dogs. I wanted to bring them both in here because they're having a good time. Why not? All right, so let's take a look. See how close I am. So in the East, Westchester's number 1 overall in the PSAC East. Second place is another 2-0 conference team. So we currently only have 6 teams remaining unbeaten in conference play. So the other one is they're 2-0 in conference play, 4-3 on the season on the 1-game losing streak. That would be the Shepherd Rams, who I believe I had them ranked as number 6 in the East. So I'm way off. They're exceeding expectations from where I had them. Third place with a 1-1 record in conference play, 5-3 overall on a 1-game losing streak. Millersville Marauders had them at number 3. So far, good prediction so far. In fourth place with a 1-1 record in conference play, 2-5 overall. They lost yesterday to Bowie State. That would be the Shippensburg Raiders, who I had ranked at number 5, so pretty close pick there. In fifth place at 0-1 in conference play, 5-2 overall in the season on a 2-game winning streak. They won yesterday as well, beating Holy Family out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Northeast Philly, close to Levittown to be more specific on that. That would be the East Stroudsburg Warriors, who I had number 1 in the PSAC East, so it's still early in the season, but currently sitting in the middle of the PSAC East standings. In sixth place with an 0-1 record in conference play, 3-4 overall, on a 2-game winning streak, matching their win total from last season, already in just their 7th game of the season, the Kutztown Golden Bears. Kutztown, I believe I had ranked number 8. So, a lot better than what I had them at so far. 7th place, this one's kind of a surprise. 3-5 on the season and 0-2 in conference play on a 1-game winning streak. The Lock Haven Bald Eagles. Lock Haven I had ranked at number 4, so they're below expectation where they're at, where I had them at the beginning of the season. 8th place, I believe this is actually another correct one, or close. 8th place, 0-2 in conference play, 1-5 on the season on a 2-game losing streak. The Mansfield Mountaineers. I had them ranked number 7 in the East for the preseason. They are ranked 8th right now, so pretty close pick. And in 9th place, this one was a no-brainer. This was probably the easiest of any of the picks. 9th place, no surprise, 0-2 in conference play, 1-7 on the season on a 4-game losing streak. The one and only Bloomsburg Huskies, who currently situate themselves is in the first 2.5 seasons under Chris Best, 7-55 in his tenure so far. They're 4-43 in conference play. So they're not doing too good, to say the least. Or they're 4-42, one of those two. But yeah, no surprise that Bloomsburg sitting at the bottom of the PSAC East. The PSAC West has some pretty surprising teams at the top of the list. In first place with a 2-0 record in conference play, 7-1 overall in the season on a 3-game winning streak, the Clarion Golden Eagles, who are 1 win away from matching their total in wins last season. And they're close to actually having, they're 3 wins away from having their win total from the last 2 seasons combined. They had 2 wins in 22-23 and 8 in 23-24. So they're off to a pretty good start this season. They were supposed to play Damon University yesterday, but the game got postponed due to unfortunate weather circumstances, which actually affected a lot of these games over this past weekend. Their next matchup, they have 2 matchups. Their first one will be Friday at Lock Haven, and then they play at Shepherd on Saturday. So they could potentially be up to an 8 or 9-1 start, but that Shepherd matchup is going to be a good one on Saturday for them. In second place on a 6-game winning streak, 2-0 in conference play, 6-2 overall in the season. Both their games got canceled over the weekend. The Gannon Golden Knights, no surprise, I think I had them at number 2 in the East, or in the West. Yeah, they had them at number 2. Clarion I had at number 5. So they're really exceeding expectations. But then again, the PSAC West conference games haven't started yet, and I think that's going to really start changing the outcome of the PSAC West a little bit. Give it time, though. Update here. There we go. Third place, 2-0 in conference play, 5-game winning streak on the line tonight. That would be the IUP Crimson Hawks, who I had at number 3 in the PSAC West. So I've gotten 2 good predictions so far. Fourth place was kind of a surprise. 2-0 in conference play. They're on a 4-game winning streak, 6-3 overall in the season. The Pitt Johnstown Mountain Cats, who, if I'm not mistaken, won only 4 games last season. I think they went 4-24 last season. I think they won 6 games last year. Yeah, they won 6. They went 6-22 last season. They already have 6 wins, so they matched their win total from last season already. In 9 games. So, very impressive start for Pitt Johnstown this year. They have a lot of good pieces. Jay Rose has done really well. Sean Dillon bringing that veteran presence to Pitt Johnstown. They've done really well. Fifth place, kind of a surprise here, but I don't know. 1-1 in conference play. They're 6-3 overall in the season on a 3-game losing streak after starting the season number 7 in the country in Division 2. They ran up to as high as number 4, and they dropped to 10. I would bet they're going to drop to around 18-20. And that would be the Cal Vulcans. They have really been going backwards in terms of their performance lately. But I think it's still early in the season. Cal's going to I think they're going to get healthy, maybe. We'll see. But 3 of their starters, Damon Arnett, Bryson Lucas, and Keith Palak III, have not dressed in the last 3 matchups for mysterious purposes. I've been talking to someone who's close to the Cal PA basketball program, and for some reason they don't know why all of a sudden these 3 aren't playing. Maybe it's injuries, maybe something's going on. They have not dressed in the last 3 games, and that's kind of surprising. And that's actually, and it's affected Cal pretty badly. Because they lost to, in their last 3 games, they've lost to Shepherd, who's, I would say, is a decent program. Like I said, I think I had them at number 6 in the East. So kind of a surprise they lost that game. They lost to Damon by 34 last week, and then they lost yesterday to Wheeling, who Slippery Rock beat by 8 points. So it was kind of surprising. 6th place in the West, 1-1 in conference play, 4-4 on the season on a 2-game losing streak. That is Edinburgh. I had them at number 7. Or no, I had them at number 8. Pitt Johnstown was number 7 on my list, and they ranked number 4. In 7th place, I had them at actually number 6. They're 0-2 in conference play, 7-2 on the season on a 2-game winning streak. Seton Hill, the Griffins. And then the team that I had ranked number 1 in the PSAC West is surprisingly at the bottom of the PSAC West, and the only team in the PSAC West to be under 500. All the other 7 teams in the division are at 500 or better. Edinburgh is the second worst record at 4-4. But he had 2-6 on a 5-game losing streak with an 0-2 record in conference play. Slippery Rock University, they just cannot find ways to win games. So very surprising. And I had them at number 1 in the PSAC West because of the potential of the roster. Because I like the roster on paper, but apparently it is not gelled out whatsoever. So let's get to the recap of the games. Now that we have a good understanding where the standings are. We'll do the standings again on Friday, and then for the next episode, we'll be doing the standings again since PSAC conference play will pretty much be underway at that point. I mean, there's still going to be like a couple games here and there that you're going to have PSAC teams playing non-conference games. But for the most part, most of the non-conference games are pretty much set in stone. I know IEP, I believe, has like 2 more games against non-conference teams besides tonight. So if you want to add that, 3. They got Teal in January and then Penn State Du Bois in February. So let's get started with the recaps. So the first game was supposed to be Mansfield and Walsh University of Ohio, based out of North Canton, Ohio, not too far from where I went to a concert one time. But unfortunately, there was something called lake effect snow that was situated in Erie, Pennsylvania. And not only in Erie, Pennsylvania, Northeast Ohio and up in Western New York were affected by this. Some instances were, there were some videos that showed cars basically being stuck on I-90 heading west from Buffalo, New York to Erie, Pennsylvania and trying to make their way to Cleveland. And it was kind of funny. There was a picture of like Buffalo, New York. If you look where like Orchard Park where the Bills play, like where they were at yesterday, if anybody watched the Sunday night football game, they're like it was this massive snow the whole time. And then like if you go to downtown Buffalo, like there was like nothing. There was places in upstate New York, such as Watertown, which is about an hour north of Syracuse, that got up to 6 feet. Like Erie also got between 4 to 6 feet. So it makes a lot of sense why they canceled a lot of these games. But Mansfield, Walsh, West Virginia State, and Gannon were part of what is known as the Gary Miller Classic. It's held every Thanksgiving weekend, and they hosted in honor of Gary Miller. Unfortunately, because of the weather, it kind of affected a lot of things. So out of 12 games that were supposed to be recapped over this 2-day span, only 6 of those games were actually played. So the first game, Walsh and Mansfield, got canceled due to the lake effect snow. So our first game we get to is Glenville State versus Seton Hill. Man, what a game this was. So Glenville State outscoring Seton Hill 32-28 in the first half. Seton Hill outscoring Glenville State 45-40. Seton Hill winning 73-72 over Glenville State. Griffins improving to 7-2. Glenville State, the Pioneers, dropping to 3-4. Top scorer for the Pioneers, Amir Maxwell, who in 36 minutes shot 7 of 11 from the floor, 2 out of 4 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 3 steals for a total of 16 points. Samir Kinsler in 36 minutes, 4 of 9 from the floor, 3 out of 8 from three-point range, 4 out of 6 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 3 assists for 15 points. Don Colin Lewis off the bench in 17 minutes, shot 4 of 9 from the floor, 0 out of 2 from three-point range, 4 out of 4 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 12 points. And Paul Gackmer in 25 minutes off the bench, 4 of 6 from the floor, 1 out of 1 from three-point range, 2 out of 4 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 block, and 1 steal for a total of 11 points. The Pioneers in the first half shot 46.4% from the floor, 36.4% from three-point range, 50% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 56.5% from the floor, 42.9% from three-point range, 64.7% from the free throw line. Overall, shooting 51% from the floor, 38.9% from three-point range, 61.9% from the free throw line. With 1 technical foul being assessed to Paul Gackmer. Top scorer for Seton Hill was Gage Lattimore, who in 30 minutes shot 4 of 8 from the floor, 3 out of 6 from three-point range, 6 out of 6 from the free throw line. He had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals for a total of 17 points. The McKenna Miracle hero, Kendrick Curtis, on the eve of his birthday, pulled off one of the most shocking buzzer beater 3-pointers you will ever see. As he was trying to get a throw in, I believe it was from Ryan Mice. He dropped the ball, and it bounced all the way back to half court, past half court, bobbled the ball again, and Kendrick Curtis basically had to throw up a prayer from 70 feet and somehow got in from 70 feet. Now it is now known as the McKenna Miracle. So November 30th, 2024 will forever be known as the McKenna Miracle. Thank you, Kendrick Curtis, for that. He, in 28 minutes, shot 5 of 10 from the floor. And believe it or not, that was his only 3-point field goal attempt of the entire game. And he shot 3 of 5 from the free throw line with 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block for 14 points. Ryan Mice, in 28 minutes, 4 of 11 from the floor, 3 out of 9 from 3-point range. 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal for 11 points. And Gabe Gillespie in 23 minutes, 4 of 7 from the floor, 3 out of 5 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, a block, and a pair of steals for 11 points. The Griffins in the first half shot 36% from the floor, 33.3% from 3-point range, 75% from the free throw line. In the second half, they shot 53.3% from the floor, 46.2% from 3-point range, and 70% from the free throw line. Overall, the Griffins shot 25 out of 55 from the floor, or 45.5%, 10 out of 25, or 40% from 3-point range, and 13 of 18 from the free throw line, 72.2%. 1 technical foul being assessed to Eder Ortiz. The next game, I ended up actually going to this game after the conclusion of the abomination that was Ohio State-Michigan. We don't talk about that game because Ohio State unfortunately lost again 4 years in a row now and won't beat them since 2019. It has been brutal to be an Ohio State fan and lose to Michigan. You know, after winning the last 8-9 matchups. So, yay. So I ended up going to watch the second half of this game, which was the University of South Carolina Beaufort taking on Slippery Rock University. There was only 87 fans. Yeah, I was one of them. Woo! South Carolina Beaufort and Slippery Rock SRU outscoring Beaufort 40-38. Beaufort in the second half outscoring them 32-24. Beaufort winning by a final score of 70-64. Beaufort proving to 7-1 on the season, and Slippery Rock dropping to 2-6. The top scorer off the bench in 25 minutes shot 8 of 10 from the floor, 5 out of 7 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals for 21 points was Kenny Gaines. Kyle Pulse, I'll mention, at 17 minutes, he was 1 out of 3 from the floor and 1 out of 3 from 3-point range, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, a block, and 2 steals for a total of 3 points. And that's pretty much it for South Carolina Beaufort. Gaines was their only scorer to put up double-digit points. Although they did have two guys with 9 points, Alejandro Relat and Dominique Eason. The Sand Sharks in the first half shot 46.7% from the floor, 30% from 3-point range, 70% from the free throw line. Second half, 35.7% from the floor, 37.5% from 3-point range, 69.2% from the free throw line. Overall, they shot 24 out of 58, 41.4% from the field, 6 out of 18, or 33.3% from 3-point range, and 16 out of 23, or 69.6% from the free throw line. SRU, their top scorer was my main man, Ike Herster, who in 38 minutes shot 9 of 17 from the floor, 2 out of 6 from 3-point range, 2 out of 2 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block for a total of 22 points. Jomo Goings in 36 minutes, 8 of 16 from the floor, 2 out of 8 from 3-point range, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, a block, and 5 steals for a total of 18 points. The Rock shot 55.6% from the floor in the first half, 44.4% from 3-point range, and 75% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 35.7% from the floor, 15.4% from 3-point range, and 50% from the free throw line. Overall, SRU shot 25 out of 55, or 45.5% from the floor, 6 out of 22 from 3-point range, or 27.3%, and 8 out of 12, or 66.7% from the free throw line. And the final game from Saturday was Kutztown versus Wilmington, Delaware. Another game I ended up watching a few minutes of. Kutztown outscoring Wilmington, Delaware 44-36 in the first half. Wilmington, Delaware outscoring Kutztown 52-51 in the second half. With Kutztown winning by the final score of 95-88. Kutztown improving to 3-4 on the season. Wilmington, Delaware dropping to 1-6 on the season. At least their basketball team won because unfortunately their football team got fooled by a hook and ladder play to let SRU advance to the Elite Eight for the second straight year, and I believe the fourth time since 2018. So congratulations SRU on winning that matchup. That was a phenomenal game. That game I knew was going to be a close game. Both games in Region 1 actually were decided by 1 point, and 3 games overall were decided by 1 point, with SRU winning 25-24 over Kutztown, Cal winning 34-33 over Ashland after being down 33-21 in the fourth, and Bendihi State beating Western Colorado 20-19. Anyways, back to basketball. That was my football rant for the day. Basketball, Trey Hawkins, top scorer for Wilmington, Delaware in 31 minutes, 7 of 9 from the floor, 5 out of 8 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal for 19 points. Jalen Horsey off the bench in 13 minutes, shot 5 of 7 from the floor, 4 out of 5 from three-point range, and 2 out of 2 from the free throw line. He had 1 rebound, 1 block for 16 points. Justin Perez in 32 minutes, 5 of 14 from the floor, and 3 out of 9 from three-point range, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 1 steal for 13 points. Minar Waller, Demon Perkins, and Hamari Bowers all three had 10 points. Minar Waller had 10 points in 35 minutes, shooting 4 of 10 from the floor, 0 out of 1 from three-point range, 2 out of 3 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Denham Perkins, who was off the bench, 25 minutes, 2 of 8 from the floor, 1 out of 3 from three-point range, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. Hamari Bowers, 19 minutes, 4 of 7 from the floor, 0 out of 1 from three-point range, 2 out of 2 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. The Wildcats in the first half shot 40% from the floor, 30.8% from three-point range, 72.7% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 48.7% from the floor, 38.5% from three-point range, and 78.6% from the free throw line. Overall, they shot 30 out of 67, or 44.8% from the floor, 9 out of 26, or 34.6% from three-point range, and 19 out of 25, or 76% from the free throw line. For Kutztown, their top scorer was Jalen Bryan, who in 37 minutes shot 5 of 13 from the floor, 3 out of 9 from three-point range, 15 out of 15 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal for 28 points. Tyler Koenig in 24 minutes, 6 of 8 from the floor, 4 out of 6 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds and a block for a total of 16 points. Juju Pagan in 26 minutes, 4 of 5 from the floor, 0 out of 1 from three-point range, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and a pair of steals for 15 points. And Jordan Nakoa Abasolo from Cameroon, 27 minutes, 4 out of 5 from the floor, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block for 14 points. The Golden Bears in the first half shot 65.2% from the floor, 50% from three-point range, and 81.8% from the free throw line. In the second half, they shot 52.4% from the floor, 16.7% from three-point range, 82.4% from the free throw line. They took 34 free throws in the second half. Overall, Kutztown shot 26 of 44 from the floor, 59.1%, 6 of 16 or 37.5% from three-point range, and 37 out of 45 from the free throw line, 82.2%. They took 20 more free throws than Wilmington in that game. Edinburgh and Teal, this was the 5 o'clock game. This game got canceled due to the unfortunate lake effect snow again. And Gannon and West Virginia State also got canceled due to the lake effect snow. So there was only 3 games on Saturday. Went perfect 3-0 thanks to that. Now we get to the Sunday games. Mansfield and West Virginia State canceled due to lake effect snow. Bowie State versus Shippensburg. The game I ended up watching the final 2 minutes of. Top scorer for Bowie State. Actually, to go back a second. Shippensburg in the first half outscored Bowie State 47-33. Bowie State outscoring Shippensburg 42-27 in the second half. Final score, Bowie State winning 75-74. Bowie State improving to 5-4. And Shippensburg dropping to 2-5. Warren Magonda in 31 minutes for Bowie State shot 10 of 15 from the floor, 3 out of 4 from three-point range, 5 out of 7 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, and a total of 28 points. And Justice Morrissey off the bench in 21 minutes shot 4 of 8 from the floor, 3 out of 4 from three-point range, and 1 out of 2 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block for a total of 12 points. The Bulldogs in the first half shot 35.5% from the floor, 33.3% from three-point range, 88.9% from the free throw line. In the second half, they shot 47.1% from the floor, 50% from three-point range, and 54.6% from the free throw line. Overall, they shot 27 out of 65, or 41.5% from the floor, 7 out of 17, or 41.2% from three-point range, 14 out of 20, or 70% from the free throw line. For the Raiders, their top scorer again was Marcus Frank, who in 36 minutes shot 10 of 16 from the floor, 0 out of 1 from three-point range, 10 of 14 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, or 1 block, and 5 steals for 30 points. Donovan Hill in 30 minutes shot 6 of 9 from the floor, 2 out of 5 from three-point range, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block for 14 points. In the first half, Shippensburg shot 55.9% from the floor, 44.4% from three-point range, and 100% from the free throw line. In the second half, they shot 35.3% from the floor, 22.2% from three-point range, and 68.4% from the free throw line. Overall, they shot 49% from the floor, 25 out of 51, 6 out of 18, or 33.3% from three-point range, and 18 out of 24, or 75% from the free throw line, in which 1 technical foul was assessed to Donovan Hill. And next game, East Stroudsburg traveling to Philadelphia to take on Holy Family. East Stroudsburg outscored Holy Family 42-28 in the first half. In the second half, Holy Family outscoring East Stroudsburg 38-33. East Stroudsburg winning 75-66, with the Warriors improving to 5-2. Holy Family dropping to 3-2. Top scorer in Lakeem McKaylee in 15 minutes shot 4 of 7 from the floor, 10 out of 13 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds and 2 steals for 18 points. Devon Lee in 26 minutes shot 4 of 11 from the floor, 3 out of 5 from three-point range, 3 out of 4 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 6 assists for 14 points. And Carson Howard in 23 minutes shot 5 of 12 from the floor, 2 out of 2 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists for a total of 12 points. The Warriors in the first half shot 37.1% from the floor, 23.5% from three-point range, 85.7% from the free throw line. In the second half, they shot 34.4% from the floor, 20% from three-point range, and 76.9% from the free throw line. Overall shooting 24 out of 67 from the floor, or 35.8%, 5 out of 22, or 22.7% from three-point range, and 22 out of 27, or 81.5% from the free throw line. For Holy Family, their top scorer was Tyree Kettner. In 22 minutes, shot 7 of 9 from the floor and 4 out of 7 from the free throw line. 8 rebounds, 2 assists for 18 points. Jason Shields and Ryan Holmes both having 11 points each. Shields did it in 35 minutes, shooting 4 out of 14 from the floor, 2 out of 8 from three-point range, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 block. Ryan Holmes in 32 minutes, 4 of 7 from the floor, 0 out of 1 from three-point range, 3 of 5 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Holy Family in the first half, they shot 34.6% from the floor, 21.4% from three-point range, 63.6% from the free throw line. In the second half, they shot 50% from the floor, 14.3% from three-point range, and 53.9% from the free throw line. Overall, they shot 24 out of 56, or 42.9% from the floor, 4 out of 21, or 19% from three-point range, and 14 out of 24, or 58.3% from the free throw line, with 1 foul being assessed to our Mari Jet. Or Marion Jet. In the final game from Sunday, oh wait, hold on. I have another phone call. Excuse me 1 second. Yes, Kyle, what do you want? Oh, I can't help the fact your team's playing like garbage right now. Well, when you actually get all your players healthy, let me know. Because we don't have Dallas, Alfonso, or Denzel. Stop your whining. Well, you can go cry with Danny Sankum too. All right, let's talk about this California Vulcans team. Good Lord, they are terrible right now without those three. So California is somehow still ranked 10th in the conference. They're definitely going to be dropping in the rankings again. Let's talk about this game. So California outscored Wheeling 44-41 in the first half. Wheeling outscoring California 36-33, which led us into overtime, in which Wheeling outscored Cal 12-6. Final score 89-83, Wheeling beating California. Wheeling improving to 3-3 on the season, while California dropping its third straight L, dropping to 6-3. Top score for California was Caden Hanna, who in 37 minutes shot 5 of 10 from the floor, 3 out of 5 from three-point range, 4 out of 4 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, a block, and a steal for 17 points. Freshman Jordan Buchanan, shooting in 35 minutes, shot 4 of 10 from the floor, 2 out of 7 from three-point range, 4 out of 5 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, a block, and a steal for 14 points. Superstar forward Cam Polak only had 7 points in 35 minutes while shooting 3 of 17 from the floor and 1 out of 8 from three-point range. He turned into Russell Westbrook last night. You know who else turned into Russell Westbrook? Donald Whitehead Jr., who only had 1 out of 6 from the floor, 0 out of 2 from three-point range, and 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. He had 3 points in 13 minutes. For a guy I had ranked as a potential PSAC West Athlete Player of the Year. And he's putting up those numbers. That is abysmal. Anyways, Eli Brooks in 17... Hey, come here. Eli Brooks, 17 minutes, 6 of 9 from the floor, 1 out of 2 from three-point range, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 3 assists for 16 points. Keandre DeShields in 23 minutes off the bench, along with Eli Brooks off the bench. DeShields off the bench, 23 minutes, 5 of 10 from the floor, 0 out of 1 from three-point range, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, and a steal for 12 points. Cal in the first half shot 48.6% from the floor, 20% from three-point range, 72.7% from the free throw line. In the second half, they shot 26.5% from the floor, 38.5% from three-point range, 76.9% from the free throw line. Looking to see if there's any stats on overtime. See if maybe Wheeling has it, because the PSAC didn't have it. No, that's last year's. I want this year's. Come on, Wheeling. Do it better. There we go. All right, let's see. There we go. So Cal... Pardon the interruption of my dogs. They just saw the other dog. In the first half, or not in the first half, in overtime, Cal shot an abysmal 2 out of 13 from the floor, or 15.4%. 0 out of 6 from the free throw lines, or three-point range, 0%. 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 100%. Overall, Cal shot 28 of 82 from the floor, 34.1%. 7 out of 29 from three-point range, 24.1%. 20 out of 26 from the free throw line at 76.9%. With 1 foul being assessed to Russell Westbrook. I meant Cam Polak. Wheeling. Top scorer was Sean Ely, which I don't... Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, never mind. He's shooting 82.5% from the free throw line. Man, they made it sound like he was shooting like 95% from the free throw line this season. All right, back to Wheeling. Sean Ely was their top scorer. He, in 40 minutes, had shot 8 of 16 from the floor, 3 out of 6 from three-point range, 11 of 11 from the free throw line with 3 assists and a steal for 30 points. S.J. Hutchinson off the bench in 23 minutes, shot 5 of 9 from the floor, 2 out of 5 from three-point range, 7 of 9 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block and a steal for 19 points. William Gabbard in 26 minutes, 4 of 15 from the floor, 1 out of 8 from three-point range, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, a block and a steal for 14 points. Jerry Saunders Jr. in 27 minutes shot 5 of 10 from the floor, 1 out of 4 from three-point range, 1 out of 2 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds and 1 block for 12 points. We'll also give a shout out to Alex Smith, who played in 40 minutes and shot 0 out of 2 from the floor, 0 out of 2 from three-point range, 0 points, 2 assists, 1 block and a steal, but had 20 rebounds. So very impressive numbers. He had 0 points but had 20 rebounds. One of those rare moments you see. But anyways, the Cardinals in the first half shot 37.5% from the floor, 23.5% from three-point range, 86.7% from the free throw line. In the second half, they shot 41.4% from the floor, 28.6% from three-point range, 80% from the free throw line. In overtime, they shot 3 out of 8, or 37.5% from the floor, 0 out of 2 from three-point range, 0%, 6 of 8, or 75% from the free throw line. Overall, they shot Wheeling shot 27 out of 69, or 39.1% from the floor, 8 out of 33, or 24.2% from three-point range, and 27 out of 33, or 81.8% from the free throw line. And that concludes the 6-game set of the PSAC weekend. Yeah, I know, really short weekend. And then I think it was Gannon versus Walsh, or actually, before that, Damon and Clarion were supposed to play yesterday. That would have been a huge, really awesome matchup to watch. Unfortunately, this game got postponed to January 21st due to the unfortunate weather of the lake effect snow in Buffalo, New York. So unfortunately, Damon could not make the trip down to Clarion. So that game being rescheduled again for January 21st. And then Gannon and Walsh were supposed to play yesterday as well, but unfortunately the game got canceled due to the lake effect snow in Erie, Pennsylvania. Now, we get to, so yesterday, 2-1, thanks to California's massive L. Overall in the season, 75 out of 114 games I've gotten correct. That's about a 65.8%. Let me go back. 75 out of 114 games I've gotten correct so far this season, with about 180 games left to go in the season, unless games get canceled again, and they have to redo this, and they have to do my math again. Because originally it was supposed to be 305 games, but thanks to the lake effect snow, it dropped down to 294. So about 180 games left to go. Correction percentage, I've gotten about 65.8% of the games correct this season, which is not too bad, especially in that 114-game sample. Could have been a lot worse. We have the 4-game schedule coming up with tonight's games, and then we'll get to preview of IUP and South Carolina Buford. So they're actually the first game of tonight's two matchups. They take on South Carolina Buford at 6 o'clock. Slippery Rock University taking on West Virginia Wesleyan at 7 o'clock at the Morrow Fieldhouse. Tomorrow we have East Stroudsburg facing Malloy University. This game being played in Rockville Center, New York. And then Mansfield hosting Roberts Wesleyan in Mansfield, Pennsylvania. So let's talk about these 4 games. So we'll get the 3 games out of the way. This one, West Virginia Wesleyan against SRU. I think SRU finally gets a win. I think that's an easy matchup. West Virginia Wesleyan is usually the worst team in the Mountain East Conference every year. So give me SRU on that one. I think they're finally going to win. If they lose to Wesleyan, their season's a lost cause. I mean, it pretty much will be. Tomorrow's game's a 7 o'clock game, East Stroudsburg and Malloy, again in Rockville Center, New York. I'm picking East Stroudsburg. East Stroudsburg 5-2, Malloy's 1-5. Roberts Wesleyan 3-3, traveling to Mansfield, who is 1-5. They were supposed to play 2 games in Erie, but due to the lake effect snow, their 2 games got canceled. I'm picking Roberts Wesleyan to win that matchup on the road. And then we get to IUP and South Carolina Buford. Now let's get to the preview for this matchup. So, don't need that. That's what I need. So, this will be the 2,281st game in IEP history. IEP has won its last 5 matchups in this last couple weeks. IEP is 1,501 and 779 all time, 658 winning percentage. It's kind of funny. That's where I'm at with my winning percentage right now. So I'm on the right track. IEP is third in the PSAC West when they've won their last 5 matchups. They are third in the PSAC West. Their opponent in question is South Carolina Buford, who I believe has won its last matchup. They had won their first 6 before losing last Tuesday to Savannah State in the River Rivalry game of the Battle of the Savannah River. They're tied for first in the PSAC East with North Georgia in the Peach Belt Conference in their second season as a program. Last year they went 10 and 16. They were on to a 7. I believe they were 8-1 to start the season last year and then lost their final 9 games of the season. This is their first all-time meeting, and it's a battle between 2 IEP smart guys. Ron Fondola makes his first return to IEP as a coach, who was an assistant under head coach Joe Lombardi for a couple seasons. He's won a couple PSAC titles under Lombardi's time at IEP. And then Joe Lombardi, 19 seasons, had a pretty good start for a team that was supposed to be a rebuilding team, but hopefully they are starting to get a lot better. Reports are now saying that Dallas Dillard is expected to get tested at some point in December if the test results end up being positive and being good. He may be able to return as soon as could be returning by the beginning of the new year. And he may be eligible, depending on the circumstances, he may be eligible to play next season as well, which would be really beneficial with this young team, especially how well they've been playing so far. So they basically wouldn't lose anybody if Dallas Dillard returns next season. And Alphonso Pickens Jr. is expected to be returning anytime soon now. My buddy Brandon Pierce was telling me he was supposed to be warming up on Wednesday, but maybe it was a precaution thing that they did. He did not play on Wednesday's game against Lincoln. So we'll see. He's coming back pretty soon. Dallas is coming back pretty soon. So it's going to be interesting to see where the injury bug hopefully will go away at IEP. And hopefully we will have Dallas and Alphonsus returning to the lineup very soon. So let's look at the 7 key elements of Noah's fundamentals of basketball. So in offense, South Carolina Buford is averaging 92.3 points per game. That's ranked first in the Peach Belt Conference. Compared to IEP, who's only averaging 73.1 points per game. That is ranked 13th in the PSAC. Advantage South Carolina Buford. Defensively, IEP is allowing only 69 points a game, which is ranked number 2 in the PSAC, only behind Seton Hill. South Carolina Buford is ranked dead last in the Peach Belt Conference in defense, allowing 84.3 points per game. Advantage IEP by 15 points. Field goal percentage is really close on this one. This is actually, along with 3-point field goal percentage, is the closest one. South Carolina Buford is shooting 43.8% from the floor. That's ranked third to last in their conference, but it's ranked 8th in the Peach Belt Conference. IEP is shooting 43.4% from the floor. That's ranked 12th in the PSAC. Advantage South Carolina Buford. 3-point field goal percentage is your closest matchup of these 7 elements. IEP shooting 32% from the floor. That's ranked 10th in the PSAC. Buford shooting 31.8% from 3-point range. That is ranked 8th in the Peach Belt Conference. Advantage IEP because of field goal percentage. Free throw percentage. IEP is shooting just under 72% at 71.8% respectfully. That is ranked 10th in the PSAC. Buford shooting 69.2% from the floor, from the free throw line. That is ranked 8th in the Peach Belt Conference. Again, due to percentage purposes, advantage IEP. Rebounds. IEP is averaging 40.9 rebounds per game. That is ranked 5th in the PSAC. Buford is 8th in the Peach Belt Conference at 35.8 rebounds per game. Advantage easily goes to IEP. Assist to turnover ratio is a close one as well. IUP is at 1.19 assists per turnover compared to Buford, who is at 1.01. That is ranked 6th in the Peach Belt Conference. Advantage IUP. Results for this, if we go by this analytical perspective of the 7 key elements, IUP outmatches South Carolina Buford 5-2. These teams play a very similar game. Fond du Lac and South Carolina Buford played kind of the same game in the same style as Lombardi's team with IUP, where they switch guys and they'll keep these guys in. They play a pretty similar game to where IUP was. Top scorers. IUP, their top 3 scorers. Their first one is Christian Moore. Is averaging 20.7 points and 3.7 rebounds per game, shooting 41.5% from the floor and 38.5% from three-point range, which has been crucial for IUP being such a really decent three-point shooting team this season. Kaimani Marrero, the freshman from Toronto, is number 2 on the list at 12 points per game and 4.6 rebounds per game. He is shooting 39.7% from the floor, 26.7% for three-point range. You're hoping that number will increase. Three-point range will be shooting a lot better as the season goes on. A tie for the points per game with the number 3 scorer, Demir Brooks and Tyler Grove, both are averaging 11.7 points per game. Demir Brooks is the number 3 scorer on their list. He's averaging 11.7 points and 8.7 rebounds per game, shooting 56.9% from the floor and 0% from three-point range. He has not taken a single three-point field goal attempt. I will be actually shocked if he actually takes a three-pointer attempt at some point in the season. The top scorer for the South Carolina Buford Sand Sharks, guy that came off the bench. He actually has been off the bench in the last 8 games. He's a 6'1" guard and senior from Lake City, Florida. He played his high school ball at Columbia High School. That is Kenny Gaines. In his last matchup, he had 21 points in 25 minutes, 8 of 10 from the floor, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 3 steals. And he had 0 personal fouls. He is averaging 13.1 points and 4.4 rebounds per game, shooting 55.7% from the floor, 27.3% for three-point range. The number 2 scorer is their second highest scorer. He's a 6'2" guard and junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Played his high school ball at Bishop Canevin High School, just on the west side of Pittsburgh, right near Carnegie, Pennsylvania. And he is a proud Pioneer. He's played basketball at Butler County Community College. Kayvon Price. In his last game, he had 3 points in 14 minutes, shooting 1 of 3 from the floor, 0 out of 1 from three-point range, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, had 1 rebound and 2 assists with 1 steal. He is averaging 12.6 points and 3.4 rebounds per game, 49.4% from the floor, and 42.9% for three-point range. Their third highest scorer is number 7, Gaines number 4, Price 32. Their third highest scorer is number 7. He is a 6' guard and grad student from San Juan, Puerto Rico, playing his high school ball at St. Andrew's School. That is Alejandro Ralat. He, in his last game against SRU, had 9 points in 27 minutes, 2 of 6 on the floor, 0 out of 1 from three-point range, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals. He, on the season, is averaging 11.6 and 2 rebounds per game, shooting 42.4% from the floor and 40% from three-point range. I will also give a shout-out to a guy who is returning not only with Coach Ron Fond du Lac, this guy is also making his return to IEP for the first time. And I got to see him play for the first time in Western Pennsylvania since transferring to South Carolina Buford last season, or 2 years ago. That is a 6', I believe he's a 6'2" guard. Yeah, he's a 6'2" guard and senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Played his high school ball at Pine Richland High School, the home of the Rams. That is Kyle Pulse. In 17 minutes in the last game, he had 3 points, shooting 1 of 3 from the floor, 1 out of 3 from three-point range, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, and 2 steals. This season, Kyle Pulse has started in all 8 games for the Sand Sharks, having around 23 minutes per game. He's shooting 36.5% from the floor, 31.7% for three-point range, 72.7% from the free throw line, averaging about he's averaging 7.4 points and 3.5 rebounds per game so far this season. So the three keys of the game. I did something kind of cool with this, and I think I'm going to carry it on from here on out. So the three keys of the game. If you understand acronyms, you're going to learn this very fast. Number one, it's spoiled Kyle Pulse and Ron Funnella's return to Indiana. They returned to IUP for the first time as both a player and a coach to the Kovalchik Convention and Athletic Complex. It should be a really exciting moment. I got to talk to Kyle Pulse after the game against SRU, and he was really excited to return to the Kovalchik, and I've been waiting for this moment. This will actually be the first game I'm actually attending this season. I will be attending this matchup tonight, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be an exciting game for Kyle Pulse and Ron Funella. The emotions going through those two guys right now, I bet they're pretty high right now. Especially since that was a place, they played for they were there for like multiple years, won multiple PSAC conference championships together. So it's going to be exciting to see them play against their former mentor in Joe Lombardi. Number two, compete in the paint for rebounds. Again, so IUP is averaging about 5 more rebounds per game than South Carolina Buford. They do have some really decent rebounders on their team. They got Dominic Eason. He's a pretty good rebounder. They have, Kayvon Price. He's a pretty decent rebounder. Gaines is a pretty decent rebounder. But I think IUP can do that. Demir Brooks, I think, is going to have a double-double tonight. You just got to compete and be the better team in rebounds. And number 3, beat them offensively. They're allowing 15 less points per game. So IUP, even though they're scoring only 73 points per game, they're also allowing only 69 points per game on defense, while South Carolina Buford is allowing almost 85 points a game. So if IUP can find a way to put up a decent 80 points, that would be really impressive. I think IUP's only had one 80-point game this season, but I think they can find a way to beat Buford if they're able to do that. And like I said, IUP is allowing 15 less points per game than South Carolina Buford. So by this standards, so Buford goes in this match of 7-1, IUP 5-2. Can they make it to number 6? I think IUP. It really just depends. Can they beat them? Can they compete with them? It's going to be a very similar type game for both these teams. They play a pretty similar style of play for both these teams. I think IUP can win this matchup. I'm going to put the line at like +7. So give me IUP to win by +7 on this matchup. I know I had IUP by +11 and they only won by 4 points, so that was an L for that one. But I think IUP is going to win this matchup by 7 points, by at least 7 points tonight. So we'll see what happens there. But if you didn't realize, with the 3 keys of the game, they spell SCB, which stands for South Carolina Buford, which I think was something really bold. So, but for next week, I'm going to have Shepherd, so it will probably be SHE. I just try to go by the letters they have, or what I put in there. But anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. It was kind of a shorter one. I know I talked a lot about like the overall games because there was a lot less games to recap about. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens over these next 2 days. I'm very excited to be going to the Kovalchik later today. I actually will be leaving in about 4 hours roughly to head to IUP. I'm meeting a buddy of mine. He was wanting to go to an IUP game, and I said, let me know. I talked to him last night. He actually was supposed to have plans today, but didn't. They got canceled, so I was like, you want to go to a game? So we're going to the game, which will be exciting. You better believe me, I'll be right behind the IUP bench, chanting loud and proud for this Crimson Hawks team. So like I said, this is going to end episode 10 of season 2 of the PCBC. Expect season 2 episode 11 to be filming on Thursday afternoon at roughly 4 o'clock. But once again, I'm your honorary judge, Noah Spitfire, saying so long and have a great Cyber Monday and have a great start to your week. This is me reporting live from Slip Rock, Pennsylvania. Have a good day, guys.